Hello everyone, it is Tuesday, August 27th, that's right, because tomorrow's the 28th, so that makes today the 27th. Anyhow, I have been crocheting up a storm the last few weeks, and I have a huge box full of stuff I've crocheted. So let's get right to it and I'll show you what I've been working on. So, let's see. Hang on a second. Let me just get this box down. Oop, and I just spilled it, so hold on a second. I gotta go pick up the pieces. Okay, let's talk about what I've been crocheting. First of all, where did I put that book? Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm still working out of this book, but there was something in this book that I kept thinking, do I want to make it? Do I not want to make it? Because it has 7 different characters, I guess you could say. So, and then each character has a few different parts. So let's see, how can I show this without showing this? Hang on. Okay, it's a pattern called Bowling Friends. So I looked up the author of this to see if she just sold the pattern separately. Her name is Karen Godinez. You can find this pattern, I will put a link below. You can find the pattern on Ravelry, but she's not selling the pattern on Ravelry, but you can find a link to it or to her there. You might be able to email her about the pattern if you can't find this book. Because like I said, the pattern isn't there, but there's a page for it there. Ignore the website that page goes to, because that website doesn't exist anymore. Just like in the book, there's a website that's listed that doesn't exist. So, without any further hesitation, let's take a look at the pieces. So they are 6 bowling pins and 1 bowling ball. So here's the frog. Let's see, oops, not that one. The dog. The duck, which kind of looks like a candy corn duck. This is the pig, the cat, the cow, and then the ball. And the ball pattern actually has eyes for it, but I left the eyes off. They were just crocheted eyes too, but I left it off because I thought they would get in the way of it rolling very well. So yeah, I just left those off. Okay, so that's those little guys. Then I was making more of the little amigurumi helicopters. Let's see, I'll put it right up there. In there you can see it. Now this person, I cannot pronounce their last name. The first name is Victoria. And she has the pattern available on Ravelry. Yeah, so I will link that pattern below. I think it's for sale for like $3.18. Her last name is either Scandinavian or Eastern European. I have no idea. Even the Victoria spelled unusually. But anyways, so I will link her pattern below. So I haven't, well, where did I put that one? Okay, you don't go there. So what I have here is a bag full of 5 potential helicopters. I have all the parts made, so that's a total of 50 parts. And I just will assemble them as I'm watching videos on YouTube. Then I got, well, before I even started those, I got into making a bunch of those frogs. Now I think I showed, let me see, sorry for the rustling. I showed one like this the last time. So I ended up making 6 of these, but then I had some other yarn and I wanted to try the froggies in those. So I ended up making 6 like this one. And I have actually purchased more yarn of this kind, which I will go over in just a minute. And I don't know if I'm going to make more froggies, but I liked this yarn much better than just the plain green one. So, but then I thought, well, those colors worked pretty good. Let me try a frog in this color. So I made 2 like this. I made 6 of the other one. And then I thought, well, that color worked pretty good for a frog. Let's try one in this purple. So I made a total of 16 frogs. Yeah, I kind of went crazy. I do have a lot of great nieces and nephews, but even if I have extra frogs, I will just put them like in an Operation Christmas Child box or something. It gives me something to put in one of those boxes. Then I went to Michael's last Tuesday. I was on some errands for the landlady, and I thought, well, I'm just going to get some yarn while I'm in there, some more like blanket type yarn. And even though the Michael's, it's not a really big Michael's, like it doesn't have huge yarn displays. So I got some yarn and I immediately brought it home because I was going to make some loaf cats, which I haven't made yet. And I was doing a magic ring and I went to cinch it. And this is a little sniggle of that yarn. And what happens when you pull on it? It just comes apart. So I'm going to put a picture here of the type of yarn I bought. I had to take it all back and get a refund because I just couldn't work with it. I can't work with a yarn that I can't tighten or weave or whatever. And this was not a baby blanket yarn. I don't know what it was, some sort of velvet yarn. But I would say don't buy this particular yarn brand if you want to make amigurumi, because you won't be able to pull it to tighten it or do anything with it. It did work up fine when I was just doing stitches, but I don't know how it would have worked up for weaving in ends if the yarn would have just come apart. So anyway, so I got all my money back from that, and but some of it was beautiful. Such a beautiful pattern on the yarn, looked like little roses and stuff. Yeah, no, you can see just a hint of that in this photo, which I'll put up again. But I decided I would just take that money that I got back and I would reinvested in some Bernat baby blanket. So that's what I've got over here. So I have another skein of that green, which is, let's see, what's it called? It's called Zing Dot. So this will be a good, if you're making any of those froggies, try some out of this. I think you'll like it. Okay, that's one. And then for the Love Cats, I got some, it has not been opened yet because I was waiting to do this video. This is called Buttercup. And this one is Little Sandcastles. And this one is Baby Sand. And I think this last one's just white. Yeah, it's white. So that's sort of what's been going on in my crochet world. I am ready to get started on Love Cats, and probably might even make one up tonight. Yeah, lots of crocheting in the last few weeks. Like I said, it had a whole box full, and I don't know who's going to get those bowling pins. I did have an idea which great nephew would get them, but I'm having second thoughts. Might send it to a different great nephew. And that's a pattern I'm only making once, because that's a lot of work to make all those pieces. All those characters, it's just a lot of work. And you know, I could only get done 2 per day, and then I was just kind of wasted because they weren't hard, and there is a mistake possibly too in the pattern, and it's easy enough mistake to see and correct as you're working it, but it's just, you know, needed somebody to test it really good. And then there was one line where I could not make heads or tails of what they wanted, but I could see the number that I needed to end up with, so I just made sure I ended up with that number. But oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyways, so that's what's going on with the crochet. I had a few days this week where I was doing some tree trimming outside because our not persimmon, our pomegranate tree, which a couple years ago had been cut back to like a stump, and it's grown like probably 12 feet tall again, and it was just looking like Cousin It. So I kind of trimmed it back. You can see the tree trunks again, and that was a lot of work. That it filled up a green recycle bin, one of the green bins for foliage. I still need to do more, just a little cleanup underneath, because there's a lot of dead branches, and so I need to get those out. And then our poor avocado tree is hanging so low. The branches, just every day, I'm not kidding, they're a little bit lower than the day before, because I think they're so heavy with fruit right now. So I've got one on my counter that was like a normal sized avocado, and I'm just waiting to see if it's ripening or not. Because this time of year we will pick 1 or 2 and see if they ripen properly. All those that came off that branch that broke, they did not ripen properly. They got softer and you could eat them, but they were more, well, if I say they're water, it's going to sound like they were, you would see water when you scooped it out. You didn't, but they weren't creamy like a normal avocado. So I've got one that I'm just waiting to see, is it going to ripen properly or not. So far, I'm going to say it's not. But I'll try a new one in a couple of weeks. Anyways, that's about it for what's going on around here. I hope you all have a great weekend and a good holiday. I think Monday is Labor Day. So some of you might have 3-day weekends. Me, I have basically every day off. So that's it for now, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.